Welcome back to Curious Perro. In this video we are going to look back at a 3-week trip I took to Colombia in late November through early December of 2020. This video is part of a series called Planning a Trip to Colombia During Uncertain Times. I thought it would be worthwhile to take a look back at previous trips before planning my trip in late May. Before we begin, please look down below and subscribe to my channel. I don't want you to miss a single segment of this series. I will see you after the introduction and watch on. I am very excited to bring you this video. I had an action-packed 3 weeks in Colombia and I have a lot to share. I have posted a number of videos about individual segments of this trip, but they're a different type of video. I call them travelogue videos. They show the destinations with very little description from me. They're almost exclusively the sights and sounds of the locations. My hope through those videos is that a viewer can come to better understand the look and the feel of these places for themselves. Please check them out. They're on my channel, and let me know what your thoughts are. In this video and this series of videos, I am explaining the details of my travels in Colombia. I am examining the process or logistics that are taken to prepare for the trip. As a non-Spanish speaking gringo, it is sometimes difficult to make such arrangements. I have befriended, or more, a number of Colombian women who help me navigate my way. So here we go. During my 3-week trip to Colombia, I was able to visit a lot of places. In fact, I calculated that I flew on 13 different airplanes over 23 days. It was definitely a whirlwind trip. So how was it planned? My Colombian travel companion, I call me Paisa, and I were talking all during the pandemic about where we wanted to go together in Colombia. You must understand that Colombia started to ban incoming international flights in late March 2020 in response to the coronavirus pandemic. The ban was for a period of 6 months, and on September 19th of 2020, they allowed the first international flight back into Colombia going into Cartagena. Let me explain 2 things. 1, I call my Colombian travel companion mi Paisa, as she was born and raised in Medellin, Colombia. In Spanish-speaking countries, the term paisa is like calling someone a countryman or a inseparable friend. In Colombia, a paisa is a native of the department of Antioquia, of which Medellin is the capital. Secondly, during the main time of the coronavirus pandemic, the entire country of Colombia was placed on quarantine. People were not allowed to leave their homes. There were special arrangements for essential workers, such as doctors and nurses and policemen and the military. But private business and schools were closed. During this time, only 1 person per week per household between the ages of 18 and 64 could go out of the house to go to the bank, supermarket, and pharmacy. At no time were people under the age of 18 or over the age of 64 allowed to go out at all. So during this time, we wanted to visit 3 different all-inclusive resorts in Colombia. One of the resorts was in Wayira Beach, which is near Riohacha. The second was on the island of San Andres. And lastly, a resort in the Coffee Triangle region of Colombia in the department of Quindio. So our basic plan was for me to fly to Medellin's San Maria Cordova International Airport and stay there a few days. Then off to the remote Hotel Wayira Beach for a few days and return back to Medellin. Then off to the Hotel Decameron San Luis on San Andres Island. And then to the Decameron Panaca, another Decameron property. This one is in the coffee region for a few days. And then finally back to Medellin to return to the United States. But you must picture this. It is currently late September of 2020. Colombia just opened the international air flights after being closed for 6 months, and the coronavirus protocols and travel rules and regulations are changing on a weekly basis. So we decided to wait throughout the month of October to see what transcended before I made my reservations to go from the United States to Colombia. Secondly, we would look at the hotel reservations and pray that the hotels were able to remain open long enough for me to arrive to Colombia. Lastly, we were to make the transportation arrangements for our Colombian flights and other methods of getting around from one destination to another. All three of the resorts were fairly distant from their respective airports, the Decameron Panaca being an hour's drive away from the airport in Armenia. It was suggested to us later by one of the taxi drivers that we should actually fly into Perro rather than Armenia, as it's a little bit closer. In the next video, I will go through the details of booking all the reservations and overcoming obstacles like getting a rapid PRC test just to fly to Colombia, and rearranging our reservations on the island of San Andres because of the devastation caused by Hurricane Iota that hit the island on November 16th, just 1 week before I was to leave the States. I appreciate you watching the video. Please subscribe to my channel, and I will see you next time.